Hello, everyone. Welcome to Base Invaders, brought to you by Rustoria Servers and sponsored by rustypot.com. My name is Ian Lives. Joining me on commentary is Griffin, and on observer/producer to duties today is Kaz, who specifically asked me to mention that at both the beginning and the end of the broadcast. It is 6v6 this week, and we're kicking things off with our EU tournament. As usual, the attack phase is underway. The poo-pooing has begun. And we're just going to have a quick look around to see where the nearest action is. Griffin, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm not too bad. And yourself?
I'm doing all right, thank you. I have to say, I interrupted my WrestleMania for this, so it better be good, guys. So we're kicking off here with,
Absolutely.
what's this? Parados versus VG. That's Peroderis versus VG, who just seem like they're actually on a random skirmish on the outside of their bases here. The east side of this map, folks, is incredibly busy. I don't know what it was about the western coast of the map. Everyone decided that they were not having any of that. Everyone is all bunched up on the inside of the east coast. And it's going to be a very, very busy time. There's like multiple bases, anywhere from like 5, 6, 7 bases in one area. Let's see,
Yeah, it
agree
is.
here from VG.
It is extremely busy on the east side. We were looking around at the bases, but they're outside of Team Erect and VG, and has looks like they have cleared out all of the other team and are now probably going to be setting up for that raid on Erect. Even though they are a little bit early, 27 minutes into the attack phase, probably just going to be farming up some PvP points.
I guess that is most likely their aim. Try and get some PvP points, hold down the area, maybe get control of the base, push them out of their spawns, even though they are defending, and just get set up and positioned for the start of the raid phase. Can we get a little bit closer look at the erection of Team Erect there, please? Um, it's a little. This is an interesting gatehouse system that they've got going on here.
Absolutely, probably filled with bed spawns and able to, hopefully get them back into the action faster. And they're decently protected with the spikes on top, and the peaks are fine, and that man is having some issues. Well,
Yeah, it's definitely gonna
great.
have to do some
And
physio for that leg after that one.
absolutely. And another man joins them, but the peaks are all good. As you can see, they're raining down on that VG member who somehow got inside of the compound. And they're going to be protecting that base, and hopefully VG is going to get some of those PvP points.
I didn't see how he got in there, but I guess there must be some ladders up against the compound wall from that angle we couldn't see. So most likely going to be some more VG members joining them and attempting to breach the inside of the compound wall here. So like, they are pretty impressive size, the gatehouses, but it doesn't seem to have stopped VG from getting in there.
Yeah, not all too much. And VG are very ambitious this early in the tournament. They've already got a raid platform you can see down on the left. And that's surprising. 25 minutes or 25 minutes left in the attack phase. And now they're just going to hopefully get those attack points on Erect and hopefully get inside of the gatehouse. And they have. VG agree. Is now fighting for a weapon, kills Erect. And another member comes down. Nobody has any idea what's going on. And obviously, those players aren't worth any points as they don't have any weapons on their backs, but at this point, they are now just controlling that gatehouse, and hopefully we'll be able to make their way into the compound.
That's right. Now, I agree's attempting to damage that bed. I'm not sure that's going to work until the raid phase begins. Either way, he's got control of that. He's locked in there for now until someone either spawns and kills him or he decides that he's had enough. They're going to have to deal with him. Quite a lot of loot in the locker that's behind the double doors next to that bed as well. So they'll be eager to get him out of there as soon as they can. So we're moving on up. Or rather, we're moving on down towards the patrol helicopter, which looks like it's gone down in the water.
You can see you probably see Bleh has probably claimed that those helicopter points as they are based right on the coast, completely perfect. But then again, I could be wrong. They are still some of them are still in the water, possibly all of them, and I imagine that is going to be their I imagine their first order is going to be to get down there and get those crates and get those early points. And you can see they probably already have gotten some. They are in first place with 25 points. Ble Pinocchio now swimming out into the ocean to get the rest.
They're going to need a deep sea team to get some of those crates, I imagine, if they haven't taken them all already, because those are real far out. They're pretty deep in the water.
CS scuba kits would be very, very useful in that situation, but you don't really see them come out very often in base invaders because of how like very hard it is to PvP in the water.
Oh, hello to Kelly,
But
who is joining us
oh
very briefly, it looks like, in chat. GG's to Griffin for your performance in the staff team event yesterday. How do you feel
yeah,
that went? Feel like you
I
performed
went.
to expectations?
Yeah, we did pretty good considering that half of our team was in North America and the server was on EU. The ping was definitely an issue, but you can see Blep Pinocchio now getting killed in the water. But yeah, absolutely GG's, and no hard feelings anywhere.
That's what I like to hear. That was exactly the problem I was thinking about with Pinocchio there. It looks like he made it to the crate, which is the important thing, but couldn't make it back up to the surface. He's going to have to swim back out for his gear. You can see Lupa
Loop.
here on the hard point. This is our first time we're looking at this. It's just Ferens on his own. He's got some backup from the members of his team. They're quite far away off, but they are right next to the hard point, so they are ideally placed to be making this play here. You can see Chert pushing across the open ground, trying to get some additional defensive walls up so that they can move onto the position.
Believe not. I don't believe that they have gotten the kill, but it looks like Chert is hanging on by just by a thread. 23 health, headed back into heal, and hopefully they will be pushing forward to take that hard point. You can
You can
see
see,
one,
yeah,
yeah, the one Lufa member is now flanking out to hopefully get some kills off the Chert members, placing down a bag and is now moving forward to obviously get those PvP points and get rid of them before they can take hardpoint. But he peeks and he places a wall just in time, firing back.
very good timing on that wall. Got that down just as he needed to, and he's got a pretty good advanced position up. There's a whole team of Chert behind there, I think. I think there's at least 4 of them that Ferens is trying to defend against right now. He was holding onto the point over by the hard point, but he's given that up to his teammate in an effort to try and push some ground back here, I think. It's going very successfully as well. They've got a good crossfire here. Bop's trying to get wide to a different flank so they can get a better crossfire, but
Oh, but he goes down.
doesn't make it to the walls, taken out by Titan, it looked like, and a teammate there as well.
Looks like another Lupa member has joined Friends, and they are now firing back against the Chert members. And one Lupa member then falls to some health, but it looks like they are winning this gunfight, even though there are only 2 of them. It looks like that they have some better accuracy, some better game skill against these Chert members, because it looks like every time they peek, 2 more go back under cover, and every time they peek, well, they have to run straight back because of how fast those AK bullets hit him in the head.
Yeah, they're making a little bit of ground. They've still got support from the hard point here. You can see John is over on the side. But he's just lost a bunch of health. Is that from all the way over there? Yeah, it was. He'll back up though. Still got good cover. Looks like he might be moving out from the hard point. Thinks better of it because I'm pretty sure he's the only member of the team that's still in that zone. He'll need to stay there so that they can keep accumulating their points.
Yeah, they have to have that one team member on the point to accumulate those points, and realistically, you would want more than the one team member, but to hopefully spread out and keep that hard point down, and obviously have a team member in every.
You can see the rest of the members of Lupa here
Now,
converging on Share. They're getting closer and they've closed most of the distance here. All 5 of them actually. This is bad news for Chair if they can't make any of these 1v1s.
absolutely, Lupus dot is just mowing down all the different chirp members here, and obviously he's getting some assistance from his teammates, and it looks like the entirety of Chert has been taken down.
Yeah, Liverpool using their numbers advantage successfully. It doesn't look like they actually dropped a single member and have cleared out the remaining members of Chair. So that's them firm control of that hard point. I wonder if they need to be worried about anyone else from different direction here. They're obviously really close in terms of where their base is, right next to the hard point. They're completely on their own. So if they want to control this, I feel like it's really not worth the fight with them. Anyone who does, Cher are the next closest given position wise, but they're the only ones who, for anyone, it's really worth, I think, trying to contest that. And I question whether it is for them at all.
Obviously, we just saw their entire team get absolutely destroyed next to the hard point there by all of Lupa. And now it looks like they are, oh, shooting a heli out of the sky. Lupa dot 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 and Bop are going
They
to
definitely tagged the pilot, but it survived, and they're probably going to be out of range. It looks like they're maybe trying to land onto Dome. No, just trying to get out of the way, fearing for their lives, which I think is understandable. You can see the remaining members of Lupa aren't very far away, though. Are they moving up a little bit closer to Cher's base? Looks like they are.
is obviously going to try and get some cover down to farm some PvP points, I'm sure, now that they have real. And they are still flying their mini. Great piloting skills by Lupa, and they are really are just outrunning the AKs right now.
It's a good idea as well, because unfortunately, the people who are on the roof for Cher right be doing is providing support to these teammates that are advancing on the teammates of Lupa, but they're not, and it's allowing Lupa to just take them apart and not get any apply. Now they're all over here. It looks like was there all 5 members? Probably one remaining member still over on the hard point to continue ticking up those free points. So it looks like they're basically free considering there's no one else in the vicinity at all.
Absolutely. You can see Lupa trying to do that 2v1 against Chert, but he gets mowed down. Another Lupa member dot 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 now moving in to intercept, and now it is a 3v1. And he downs one member with
He's
another
one
member
member down.
peeking, and one going to res, throws down another wall. He brutally injures the other.
He's actually got a
Lupa,
teammate to help him here as well. He did almost take Titan down there. He got him down to about 19 HP before he was able to heal. They've gotten their teammate back up, both members of Chert, but it looks like they're... Oh, the timing on that
oh,
wall has just saved his life. That was excellent. There was at least 2 members, possibly 3, bearing down on him there with a great angle on him.
absolutely. He's handling this situation amazingly. It's really hard to do a 3v1 in Rust because the moment they have that angle on you, it's just all three of them spraying at you, and it's hard to get any kind of damage off. But he is handling this wonderfully, but he goes down
Oof.
to Church Titan. And now it is time for them to do their best to recover some kits, get them back to the fortress.
Yeah, he took that, probably held that for as long as he could, so that was pretty good going. You can see Firenze is still alive as well, so there's one more member. Lupa here still trying to keep Chair back towards their base, keep them boxed in so that they can make it for an easy approach on the raid.
This this is going to attract some attention to the hardpoint. Lupa has shot down Heli outside of the hardpoint, and now that is about 15 points in crates sitting outside of the hardpoint plus capture, and that is definitely going to attract some attention.
Well, I mean, I would agree with you, but I don't see anyone anywhere close unless we've got someone out maybe in a mini, a scrappy or something like that that might spot that. Like they'll know that it's there from obviously the icon on the map, but distance wise, considering how many PvP points you can be scoring on this east side of the map, like the sheer density of bases, I think that's why there's a lot of people not really bothered with that. I think that's also why you're seeing a lot of people set up raid bases early as well, because they know that if they're just implanted somewhere in the middle of this big group stramash of bases, that they're going to be able to pick up easy PvP points. They don't really need to be close to the objectives. But saying that, it's kind of allowing Lupa to get all of these for free because no one else is anywhere near them.
And obviously, we've actually seen a lot of backlash against the hardpoint recently, but I'm oftentimes seeing some team get some value out of it. People who are oftentimes holding down that hardpoint with people coming out of attack phase with the most points.
Yeah, indeed.
And
Obviously, being attacker top of attack phase is also going to net you some additional points going into the raid phase before you even have to worry about it. I do worry about the positioning of their base though. With everyone else being so close to each other, the opportunity for TCs, there's so many places that people can be going. Whereas Lupa need to be traveling a long distance to get to the raid. They might have to abandon gear if they're coming back to defend. If someone tries to do that, they might not notice in time. There's all sorts of issues that could arise from them being isolated like that in the raid phase.
As a decently fair point, we move on to a new fight between, it looks like, Potato and Zerg. And it looks like Potato is now just coming out on top of that. They have already set down bags. It looks like they've already set up a raid platform. And they are currently only 1 point off first. Now they are moving on to hopefully accumulate more of those PvP points. Here's Zerg's base with more Potato members trying to get some PvP points. And we just saw another member get absolutely sprayed by, it looks like, Frankie from Zerg.
He's got a downward angle to defend his compound here. You can see a member of Potato absolutely
Great,
slams him, peeks out from the defensive wall, straight into a hail of bullets.
great angles by Zerg with their peaks from the base. Obviously, some great building tactics that were put into play here, and
That
they
was
have
a
now
very quick
patched up
steal
their
from Crowell,
compound.
yeah. Nicely done. Obviously needs to get something a little bit stronger than that put onto there before the raid phase starts if it's going to allow them. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck with that wooden wall for the remainder.
Yeah, moving on to a different base. We have Donbass and
Oh my.
OMG are both here, decently close to each other, and this could definitely lead en Masio. And how do I pronounce this? Nihao?
I believe that is Nihao, yeah. Now this, oh my god, is right, by the way. Look how busy it is around here. The amount of walls, the amount of compound walls that have been out here in these trenches, the amount of teams, Leons are here, Donbass are here. Oh my god, are defending. Obviously, Nihao are approaching from the other side. There's another team over to our left also.
Oh
This is the kind
my
of thing I'm talking about. This is going to
Yeah,
be carnage until this starts to thin out a little bit with bases.
absolutely. And the east side of this Base Invaders event is completely filled. There is nothing on the west side. And now we are really seeing that carnage from all these bases being compact together really start to break out. You can see that it is a free-for-all of wooden walls, and people are just raining down from the top of their bases and obviously getting kills and accumulating those PvP points that will then help them out in the raid phase.
Team Masio here, our third place team, who seem like they are mostly taking pot shots at people from the roof, judging by how many members are currently at home versus how many are out in the field. Working out for them as well. I think that was them taking some pot shots at Wiven from way across all the way there, and he scared him for his life. He had to go running right back behind his wall again. Now, look at the roof here. Is this Niha's base that we're looking at? Yeah, that is solid. That's entirely high qual on all the doors and inner wall there. I wonder if that's doesn't show on the outside as well, so that's interesting.
Looks like that is by design, and it looks like it is now working out for them. But they're now descending into their base, hopefully to hop into their compound and maybe go out on foot for some PvP points. But we zoom back in over here to the different fight. We see Nihao, OMG, Masio, just an entire cluster hell of different teams. Nihao takes down a member, and that is Nihao Wiven that is now moving around and getting more PvP points. And he has to search every single wall he finds because there's no way to tell. Nihao against LA1's Doggy. Doggy goes down. Wiven is then going to intercept that kit.
Wiven drops another, goes to rob his victim, and he's just spotted another member of Leon's that spawned.
Same guy as before. LA1's Lounce. We these people have competed for 3 events now. We still haven't decided what we should call them. Um,
I've been saying
Leon's.
Leon's the whole time. I don't know.
I don't
I don't know
know.
about you.
When I it was with Bigfoot at one point, it was Lounce. It was LA1's. It was
We need to bring this
constantly
up at the meet.
alternating.
We need to bring it up at the meeting. Clearly,
Absolutely. Trying to hammer down what we call them. But Leonce, I think, will decide for this event is what we should call them. Um, but
yeah. Head up over onto the north northwest-ish of the map. We've got Paraderes, who are defending against Too Dirty, who again got their platform set up. We are obviously now approaching a little bit closer to the raid phase, so it's not as surprising that you're starting to see teams get settled down in preparation for blowing up some of these bases. Is that a little bit of twig I can still see there on the wall
It
of VG's
is.
base? I wonder what
It
that's about.
is. They're gonna want to get that upgraded by raid, or else that is the easiest rocket into base I've ever seen. Obviously, they're just gonna fire a couple rockets in, make a decent sized enough hole, and then ladder in. And oh my god, just seeing through the cracks of the wood, you can see that that all of that honeycomb is still twig. That is the easiest way into their compound right now. You can
That's
see there now.
weird that they
Yeah,
haven't
it
fixed that
is.
yet. I mean, it's not vulnerable yet because are we? So I think we've made changes to this more than once, so I can never forget which stage we're at. But currently, during attack phase, you can't damage twig. Is that still the case? Okay, so that is still safe until the raid phase hits, but it's a bit still a bit sketchy. Also, can still see, like you said, you can see through that to see how far through is still twig. That gives you vision through into the base prior to the raid phase as well. You might get a little bit of an idea of what the inside looks like before you get in there.
Absolutely. And now you can see VG currently controlling a Rex roof. They are now upgrading to high qual to hopefully keep their base secure for long enough. But VG has absolute complete control over a Rex roof. And you can already see they brought out the boom. You saw a couple of members have launchers on their backs. And you could bet the moment raid starts, they're going to be blowing down that ladder hatch and headed straight into the base.
Well, I guess we can see why they aren't too concerned about the potential hole in their own base because they have control of someone else's here. This roof looks pretty good, but I feel like maybe this wasn't finished. Was this perhaps supposed to be a little bit higher than this?
I am unsure, but
Like, it's
obviously you can
super
see the
wide, but that's
ladders there
mostly
on
just for
the
the
side.
peaks,
But
and these frame structure here, and it certainly hasn't been too much difficulty for VG to get into, as you can see from the string of ladders right up the framework on the outside.
absolutely. And now they are holding down the roof and accumulating PV points from a different team's roof, which happens sometimes with base raiders, but it's always funny when it does. And now two heli crashes have gone down on a hard point. The second one, it looks like only Lupa is still contending for. Lupa has come out on top of the attack phase, but I might have to eat my words. Here is the entirety of Chert now pushing the heli crate.
Yeah, so I mean, it looks like this battle has continued while we've been elsewhere on the map between Lupa and Cher. However, judging by the points difference, it's going in the favor of Lupa more than anything else. That's the second heli that they've brought down just outside hardpoint. Kind of feels like they're just doing objectives on the side here as side quests while they hunt for the members of Cher.
Absolutely, and now they've obviously put in lots and lots of walls down and are now using that to their advantage. Lupa who has probably been my favorite and obviously the hard carry of the team. I have seen him accumulate more PvP points than any other member, and he is now pushed up. He is on the front line, and he is now raining down on the rest of Chert.
He's got a prime spot here, and he's not even concerned about the amount of open ground he's in here. He's approaching some defensive walls on his left, takes out one member. He's got such a good downward angle, so many places he can be going as well. That member of Chert will probably respawn quickly. It looks like they might have bags or beds in here. This is like a three-wall enclosure, so there should be a gap. But it doesn't. They're
Oh,
even going to get an opportunity to do that because that's a second that gets taken out by the dot man. There's only two of them left in here. I can see a couple of bags, but they haven't actually gotten anything in the form of a platform down yet. Get a little bit dangerously close to closing that in as well. They are out of. They really can't put another wall in that, or that is a big no-no.
obviously, they cannot enclose themselves from anything, and they are now using the gaps in the walls as peaks. But that is not going too well. You can see them taking damage. Lupa is now at their compound, and they are now firing at the different members. One is running off into the distance. Lupa has taken down almost everyone on the compound. It looks like there's two members left, one on 39, both on 30 health.
We got
And
rebosses around the side here. He's already killed a member of Chert that was approaching in an attempt to back them up. So these two guys are boxed right in. They can't really go anywhere. They're kind of stuck on angles as well. One of them goes down. Last guy's on 71, and both members of Looper are going to approach him at the same time for the double shot, double peek, and he is eliminated. Ouch. Oh, so
absolutely.
that was rough. So that looks like another basically free helicopter and crates for Lupa. So they'll be getting all those points, all that loot. Still sitting at the top of the leaderboard here with a reasonable lead as well, considering 144 points for them. The heli crates are just cooling down, it looks like. So they're picking up the rest of those.
Absolutely. You can see Lupa M1, aka Aimbot, is obviously taking some fire damage when he's trying to grab those crates, but that is to be expected. And it looks like they are going to secure all of the heli crates and hold down that hard point for the rest of attack, and they are going to come out in first after the attack phase and hopefully move on to some good raiding.
Well, it's just occurred to me that I can't hear audio for that, but that's at my end. So now that we've got that going, I'm going to need that in a moment or two when the raid phase gets started.
Absolutely, to hear all that explosions going off. And we can see, what, Yuna, I think? UNA? Okay. Um, I can't pronounce anything. I don't think I speak English. But here
Well,
Banya Lil Pick and Banya Burgor are obviously now holding down that base. We've seen those names a couple times, and I think it's going to be the triple Lil Picks again. And most of the base is armored.
so much armor on the roof of this. That's ridiculous. They got everything set up on there. I thought it was maybe not as wide as I would have wanted, but can see that it's been built on a really big like incline, so it's actually a lot deeper on one side of the base. It's in a good spot as well. Looks like someone tried to build higher up on the hill over to our right and has just given up. Can see them battling
Absolutely.
with Dog Boomer here over the empty land. Little Pick and Bugor, a nice little spot from their roof. They've got so many great angles that they can defend and attack from and round about their base here.
Absolutely. And obviously one member is now on 4 health up on the roof, and it does look like that the Vanya team is winning these long range fights every time they peak.
He's got a bolty. Incredible.
Ton-
I think that's a SAR on his back as well. Not an AK in sight.
Wow.
Oh, maybe reconsidering that choice. Is he going to go back for another shot here? He's going to heal up. I noticed they had a python in that turret as well. That's very classic.
Yeah, obviously. I don't think that the Dog Boomer team is going to get too far into this event, but always everything can happen in Base Invaders, so I might have to eat my words again. But obviously, they are 100% losing this long range fight, and now we are headed over to launch site where it looks like Bradley has been taken down.
Well, the crates have already been looted. They are free in a way. Points achieved. Not sure who that was because I don't see anyone round about here. Must have gotten away. Could potentially have been Masio, but we've seen, I think, position-wise from where their base is, that I think they're just farming free points wherever they are. You can
Now
see
we see
Rushman's
Blessed
screen from
Base.
Blair. Yeah, he's just arrived back, so he is a likely culprit for having just taken down Bradley. Are they just completely isolated on that side of launch site? Yeah, they really are. Not as isolated as Poplar,
Ooh,
on the other hand.
wow, what a setup out there on like the little tiny island. You don't really see that very often. You
Oh,
see that one team has put down a raid platform.
literal definition of a beachhead over here for Poplar. I don't. This is really interesting, but
Oh,
there's
C4 is going down already. They are going to be
yeah.
going right into that base.
It seems like this choice has actually just put a really big target on their heads. And you can see a wreck just going out straight away to VG there, so that obviously wasn't strong enough. Oh my god, Masio are all the
Wow.
way into the core here almost. Look at this. 2 minutes in, 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the raid phase. And this
And
base is
they
in
are
a lot of
just
trouble.
destroying Poplarm. Like, it's not even a question. You can see rockets hitting the base from all areas, and obviously Masio inside of their compound, inside of the core, inside of pretty much everywhere. They're now just looking for that TC. It's not even let's get to this certain area. It's let's spread out and hit every single door.
Okay, see a couple different approaches here. Masio are just deep trying to core this out from the inside, but got Blair on the other side's just pummeling the outside with rockets, hoping to maybe get lucky and catch the TC on that outside wall. Feel like this was a decision from Poplar that maybe sounded
Maybe didn't.
better at the time.
Maybe didn't pay off as they had hoped. Um,
Yeah, definitely hasn't paid off as they hoped, considering that, guys, Masio are into their loot already. We're not even 2 minutes in.
Yeah, Masio has absolutely taken control of this base. It's not even a question. They are blowing off every single door. They're going to be kicking down every single one of them, hoping to find that TC. And it looks like they are now one door from TC. And
Okay,
you're
well, it
going to
looks like
see that C4 get
Masio were with
placed
the right
on.
strategy here out the two. Bled decided to sit on the back, see if they could just maybe shoot some rockets across, get lucky with the TC take. Masio went right in and have been rewarded for their efforts.
With a TC, and boom. Poplarm already killed within the first 3 minutes.
So that's some nice beachfront, technically off beachfront property just opened up. If anybody wants to move in, you can probably get that one for the next time. Well, I mean, it was a gamble posting out there. I can see what they were going for. The base is nice enough, but the lack of walls that's probably a result of where they've built has really screwed them in the end there, I think.
Absolutely. Moving back over to a different raid, we can see Churret currently being raided by Lupa. We saw this rivalry spark up during the attack phase when Churret continued to attack that hardpoint, and now it looks like Lupa has had enough and they are now raiding Churret. You can see they've already put a hole in their compound, and there's already a hole being put inside of the base.
Yeah, they've made some substantial progress, damage onto that side there, but as you can see, I think Chair they've all still got control of the roof there, and they've got good downward angles. Someone has just fallen off. They might be attempting to pop round for a flank, or just kind of run out the front, pretend like they didn't do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
out into open space to get shot. So I think that was just a series of mistakes that started from falling off the roof and ended in their.
into the unfortunate death. And now you can see Dog Boomer currently getting raided by Banya. Uh, it
Oh
looks
yeah,
like
they're
they.
in trouble. Where Banya going? Oh, someone's
Oh,
attempting to the back door here. They've been surprised by EUNA, but Little Pick and Booger are having none of that. Hi guys, nice to see you. Thank you for the guns. They'll probably be getting
uh,
that kit thrown against the side of Dog Bomber's base in a moment.
looks like a full naked Iuna member is going in, hopefully trying to get a kit. And he saw that one member and
He's
turned
been
right
spotted,
around.
running for his life. He's made it out, actually. They've decided that he's not worth it because obviously he's not going to be worth any points, but gets eliminated just as he picks up some kit.
Obviously, that's the only time that he really does become useful. Now you can see Dog Boomer is now trying to defend this raid from the roof. And it looks like now from the inside of the compound, you can see Banya solo and Banya Lil Pick. I think there are two Little Picks again, and I think they still hate us. But
Yeah. They did
they're
this
now.
to us last week, folks. There was more than 2 little picks by the time that we got to the end of the event. I You can see Dog Bomber attempted to defend from this roof, and you can see why it's not really working out for them because that roof sucks. There's no every week I say this, guys. There are no gaps in these peaks. You cannot see to defend. You cannot see down the way to defend. There's just a nice little line for your head to pop off from and get shot in the face like that guy just did right there. It's not a good roof.
Absolutely.
Build a better roof.
You need to put those peaks in, or else you are going to get absolutely destroyed. And now you can see the rockets hitting that compound. You can see Banya is completely inside, and they are going to be absolutely destroying this raid. You can see Dog Boomer Domino, I think that is. I can't read still. But now Banya is now going to take down Dog Boomer, yeah, solo, and he's going to move on and hopefully pick up a couple more kills. He takes down another Little Pick. he is defending this raid amazingly.
Yeah, that was a nice pick on to Little Pick there. I don't know why I called him Little Pick. I just
Oh, and he
Sunday named him
goes
for some reason.
down.
But oh,
And
comes the
now
boom. Ladder's all the way up to the side and they're onto the roof access here. Oh, well. Needs
you can
another
see
ladder
Ganya.
before he's gonna be able to get it up. Is he's gonna go for the hop? Don't think he can actually
Oh,
hop as high as that. No, he can't. He's given up. Has to deal with a member of Dog Bomber that's still defending from the inner courtyard.
yeah, it looks like the only member that actually made it up, which was Nani, had to blow aside uh into those ramps that I think they are now calling peaks, but they really aren't. Looks like he had to blow the side of the ramp off, and that probably destroyed the ladder, which didn't let anybody else join them. You can see so many doors
Jeez.
open. They are going through, and now
Look
they
at
have
this
access
C4 that
to
he's just dropped all the way down
base.
here, though.
He now has access to basically all of their spawn points.
I
And
mean,
he's
given the
just
structure of
so
the rest of this, wouldn't have surprised me if that had landed square on top of the TC at the bottom. But it looks like they've made it down to the bottom floor of the core. Little Pick is clearing this area up, and they've just nicely opened the door for him so that he can come in and
oh,
slam everyone else. But nice defense with the was that homemade LNG in there?
we can see Chert has already been eliminated by Lupa,
Oh
which we
yeah.
absolutely saw coming, but I didn't realize it was going to go that fast. It looks like they got a hole in the compound the moment they did.
Yeah, that was some fast work from Lupa, who are maintaining their current lead. It was getting a little bit close between them and Masio. They were actually exchanging first and second place for a little bit there. But our leaders of the attack phase are now back in the top spot for the raid phase as well, with that pretty quick, pretty slick, fast raid over on the chair. Where are they going to go next is the question.
Absolutely. And going back to the Banya raid against Dog Bomber, you can see that they are now throwing C4 on every single one of those, we call them advent calendar doors. And you're going to see them get absolutely blown off the hinges. And I would not be surprised to find TC in these few doors.
I see we've got the advert calendar style here. So, like you said, TC is likely to be in one of these. They've cleared the majority of them out. Looks like they're about halfway through this process. Haven't located it yet. Can't imagine it's going to take much longer unless they are very unlucky. And it does seem like they have pretty good control of the base as well. So, as long as they don't run out of boom, I think this is set for them. I don't see anyone else coming to join them. They will need to be wary of that, though. I imagine they'll probably try and maintain control of the roof.
It doesn't look like.
Yeah, it looked like they might have
Ooh,
actually all been pushed out there, just as we were leaving.
no, see Yuna
On
getting
here.
raided by. Looks like they are now just getting raided. You can see the rockets now hitting the side of the compound as the team is going to try and come in and hit that raid. You can see that they found the electric generator.
Why did you put your Jenny there? Why is it there? That's a strange choice. It didn't look like it was connected to anything either. Maybe it was wired behind it, but I don't know. Did you want it to have a nice sea view? Why is it on the outer wall?
Yuna is now going for the big flank. Yuna lays has gone around through the water, it looks like, and is now emerged and is going to be hitting that raid platform. It does not look like anybody has noticed.
I think he's heard him. He's heard him. Oh, he
Oh,
doesn't. He hasn't. How
oh,
did he not hear him? He was running that entire way. There was no crouch walk to be seen. Ah,
oh, so
so
close to
unfortunate.
hitting that raid platform.
Yeah, if he'd had the opportunity to maybe get back to some more cover, could have made something else work. But I'm surprised he got that first guy, considering how quick he belted in there.
Obviously, time is of the essence when you're getting raided, and hitting that raid platform is absolutely vital when you want to defend this raid.
But yeah, they're smashing it. That's pretty quickly. That roof is not looking too stable. Probably going to start losing a big chunk of the top of it here, along with a lot of their loot. A couple of bed spawns as well, just going down.
Yeah, it is not looking good so far for Yuna. They are getting this massive hole in the compound, and they are doing whatever they can. It looks like they are now just raining rockets down onto the barricades and the walls and whatnot, but they are doing what they can, and now I'm worried if they do win the raid, what happens with all the boom they just used on this counter?
Well, I suppose they're kind of hoping that in the process of defending, maybe someone's going to drop some. Otherwise, you're right. Good point. They're utilizing a lot of rockets to anti-raid here, which is maybe not the best strategy. Really use someone to
Yeah,
push out and support this, which is obviously what Lays was trying to do. Needs to be a more concerted effort, perhaps maybe two or three of them to push out to there rather than a solo.
back to the raid on Dog Bomber, you can see that basically the entirety of Vanya has moved into the base, some of them being injured and some of them not, but it looks like they are starting to really dominate this raid.
Romero's on the panic run around the bottom floor, but the booms aren't coming from there. This whole top shooting floor with these lower inner peaks here, that's all about to go down. You can see some additional doorways through this as well, so they've still got some more corridors that they've got to clear out. It's going
Absolutely.
pretty quickly. Oh.
C4 kill.
Doesn't outrun his own C4, I think that was. Or was that a defender? I
That
didn't see
was
the.
a Dog Bomber member.
Or was that a defender?
And as we continue on, you can see that they have blown off pretty much every single door on the shooting floor, and they are hoping to find that TC, and they just can't. They
Gotta be
can't
close here.
seem to find it.
There's only so many places left that it can be. They're as desperate to find it as our observer. It's not behind that one, pal.
Not that one.
So keen.
Not that one. They can't. We just can't seem to find it. It looks like Dom Bobber has done a good job of hiding it.
Yeah, Kaz has absolutely cursed these poor lads by peeking every single one of those doors and making the TC move to somewhere else. There's still a few places on this wall here. It looks like, yeah, there's a whole section, three floors of walls that haven't been touched yet. Although, obviously, clearing from up here is a good shout because they can maintain control of the level that they're at. They've got good access, downward peaks onto the floor. It's got rid of almost all of their spawns as well. It's big trouble for Dog Bomber.
It looks like all they have is behind those not trap doors, garage doors inside of the compound or the core there, and I'm wondering if that's where they put the TC as well, because we saw a lot of completely closed garage doors, which will have isolated whatever's there from everything else. But now they're hitting all the advent calendar walls, making sure, and if they don't find them here, I think they're going to be heading into core. And we picked up a little bit on the voices there, but that happens.
So that's not sorted out, so we won't be hearing any more of those high-pitched whines, not from the players anyway. I'm talking about myself, obviously. You have a very deep, you know.
Yeah, I do.
Voice.
Where? All good.
Where have we got left here? There's only like they've cleared out the majority of the wall that we were looking at previously. All left in the corridors on that side also, but they must be getting pretty low on the boom at this point and quite desperate to find this TC.
Absolutely, and obviously those four on the it looks like the third level that still haven't been hit, and it looks like Dog Bomber is definitely making an effort, but he goes sprayed from the roof by Lear as
he recovered, but that was
shut off. But it looks like
shot in the barrel, it sounded like.
It does. It looks like Banya has now already moved in to hit the rest of the base, and they are going to be hitting every single one of those doors.
Doors left round here. There's some extra spots that are now being cleared out here by a little pick. He's taken out one on the other side, C4, moving to the rocket and splash damaging these ones out in the corner. But there's actually still a few left inside the wall as well, so there's a lot. This is good defensive structure. I like this. It's obviously been pretty difficult for them, even though, you know, they've been losing this PvP battle for the whole time. The base itself is actually holding up pretty well.
Orange, he was eliminated by Nihao. It looks like we did miss out a little bit on that raid, but that's okay as we continue to blow off every single door here. I've been saying this every single time that we've come back to this base and every time that we've talked about it. They just need to find this TC. They keep hitting all the doors, and now I'm wondering if they put it inside the compound. I'm wondering if this was... Ooh.
UNA out as well. We're talking about OMG there. That was pointed out by Jamerson. Shout out to Jamerson, who's in chat, by the way, earlier on. OMG base was in just the worst possible position. There were so many places that they could be getting attacked from. They had the lower level, the upward fight on the angles, getting roof rocketed from 2 different bases. Was never going to end very well for them. Doesn't look like it's going to end very well here either for Dog Bomber. This is carnage. Look at this. Explosions going off every direction. All the remaining spawns being cleared out. All the garage doors are open.
Like I said, it was absolutely going to come down to the raid inside of the compound because they just can't seem to find the TC. They've hit almost every door in this base, and now it looks like they've come up to a little bit of a intersection of doors, and it's just ugh. but they are still rocketing everything in hopes to find that TC. They just seem to not. They just can't.
Systematic deconstruction of this base, but this is really expensive for Banya because I think they might start getting worried about this. Even if they take this TC, what are they going to have to do? Won't be able to go straight on to a next one. I can't imagine. They're going to have to head home, maybe restock on Boom before they make another attempt on a raid. That's assuming that they actually find this one. Someone doesn't turn up in a few moments to rob them of it.
That would be the worst thing. Oh, another dog bomber. They're just spawning and getting farmed. Obviously, they're not worth any points, but it's just they just can't spawn. Obviously, you want to hit those. I would hit those beds if I were them, but it looks like they are now focusing all efforts on those doors.
The comedy timing on those 3 different doors all opening up for someone to see what happened to their friend was still got me. And
It
Kaz
looks
seems
like
to
that
think
is
we found a winner
armor.
here. The armored door frame as well. Is that an armored door? No, it's not. It's sheet metal. It's sheet metal door. I think it might be in a miscommunication. And oh,
Oh,
found the TC. It
TC!
was advertised all along.
And somebody has brought a Scrappy to the roof.
And was that another member of? Yeah, that's a member of Banya looking to probably pick a team up, take them home for some tea and biscuits and some fresh C4 before they go to their next raid. They're definitely going to have to take a trip home. I can't imagine they have anything left to sustain another one. Who have we got up here? Sitara and Tool and Arena and a member of Lelms as well in the background there. Mustaz is pushed quite far out towards Tarantula. Looks like there was already a raid platform out here, which has since been destroyed, or at least the spawn points have been removed from it. Hexar looks like he's maybe trying to recreate a new one a little bit closer up to Arena's base. And while we
Zerg
say
was
that,
dominated by Potato.
yeah, Zerg have just gone out as well. So Potato, who we haven't actually seen much of in terms of the action here, but points-wise, they've certainly been keeping up. They're at 215 points. 3rd place here.
Obviously, they're doing very, very well. And that looks like that is where TC was. You can see just the absolute damage that's been done to this compound. Most of the floors on this side have been destroyed. There's no door in sight except for that one garage on the left, and it's just wow. Obviously, a lot of rocket damage was done to this base before they moved in. You can see.
So
But
the looking at why are they still? I guess they're just kind of fighting over the loot here for what's left. You see a couple of people. We got Doggy on the roof here. He's got backup from his teammates. The rest of the Leons are coming up to the hill on the side. Witex and K and some other members of Potato here. They probably want to just be taking their loot out of their raid base and making tracks, but Leons certainly don't want them to do that. They're going to try and keep them busy and pinned into the pressure. Doesn't look like they're going to make enough cover here unless they can get down onto the other side of the hill.
oh,
Oh, a shot. Beams him.
Potatoes Nikita goes down, and it looks like now Potato Walter White is going to peek out. Nikita running back to to her body, and now we move on to a different raid as they're now fighting over the remains. And I can see what
That is Peroneres, and that is a disgusting amount of walls out here. Look at this. See a raid platform set up by VG rather hastily by the looks of it, and it's very skinny as well. Must have been quite difficult to get built on that hill. What's Mad Kazbad up to here? So it looks like he's already taken out one member of VG already, but Sveta is aware of it and has a good angle down onto him to pressure. He's going to try and make it a little bit round, I think. The rest of his teammate preoccupied with another team pushing from the other side here. LOL, I think that is.
Absolutely, and you can see the turrets are actually still active on the roof, which was something that I'm a little bit surprised about. No one has actually made the play to go up to the roof yet. You can see all the bed spawns are still there, but they are now rocketing into the side of the compound. See, I would have made my, obviously, the first priority was to get to the roof and destroy all those spawns, but looks like they are taking a little bit of a different approach and going into the side first.
Well, the spot the Joker's at from here, I think he can clear most of these turrets out without having to move, because most people, when they have their roof turrets set up, have usually got them shelled in wall, but these are just completely out in the open on flat ground, so that one for sure is about to disappear very soon. as soon as the
And
structure supporting underneath gets taken out by those rockets.
100%. Now we're headed over to F9's base, who has just been absolutely dunked on by multiple different teams. I'm seeing Too Dirty and Nihao,
Ooh, it is
and
very busy in here.
you can see it's like ants in a nest. Everyone is crawling around everywhere and hitting all those different doors. See Too
666 hits
Dirty
one.
fragging out, but Nihao takes him down.
Immediate reply. They needed that frag back for that defense. Hopefully get him looted as soon as possible. Needs to get healed back up because there are probably a few more guys hot on his tail. Oh!
Oh, he tried, but Nihao takes him down again. This one
That's another
Nihao
hull.
member has been absolutely just god of defense against these members. And we continue on. You can see that they're hitting every door as per usual. And it looks like this team has put their turrets out in the open. We saw this with the other base, and I still don't understand why, but it looks like
These
they're
ones, I
still
think, are a little
active.
bit stronger position because they've got a better downward angle than the other ones that were just flat on. But yeah, they are a little bit exposed. It doesn't look like anyone's gone anywhere near the roof. They've just gone straight inside here and ignored them.
Absolutely, you can see an F9 member. All the F9 members are now converging on. Hopefully, all the
Ooh.
Nihao members. You can see Wiven starting to frag out,
He needs
and
to
now he's
escape
got
quickly.
Too Hot on his trail.
Solo goddamn
I think they
absolutely blasted their teammates' toes for like nobody's business. Good defense from them, though. I think that's the majority of them cleared out. That's everybody cleared out.
good defend by them, and we move on to uh, Fidos and Triangle base. I'm liking it.
Yeah, Fedos have decided to opt something a little bit outside of the standard base in base meta, and they've built a Toblerone on its side. You can see it here. Standing up fairly well to the rockets from Masio, but they're well entrenched. As you can see, points wise, they're actually have overtaken Lupa, as I said that, with 257 only by 1 point. But if they get this TC here, that's probably going to keep them in the lead for some time. Is
Absolutely.
that
Now the
Orgy I can
rockets
see on
are.
the
It
other
is
side as
just
well?
on the side there, and it looks like it goes down immediately.
Ooh.
But now the rockets are hitting the side of the compound. You can hear the C4 beeping. Always sounds like an alarm clock to me, and they're going to be inside of that base, finding that TC as fast as possible.
Doesn't sound like an alarm clock to me because I'm paying attention to it. But looking at the rift's actually, this structure's held up pretty well considering how skinny it is. I'm not sure I'm into the full triangles. Not sure it's the strongest of setups. You kind of open yourself up to a lot of splash damage amongst some other things. But if they're managing to maintain a solid defense, maybe it'll work out for them.
Yeah, you can see Vito's Rena is over there with 10 health, who would challenge one of the Mastio members and immediately got lasered. And now you can see Blet and Orgy over here on the side now moving in. Orgy No Limit goes down. And now Blet is going to move in and put down those beds and stuff. And our crew has gone down for half a second. We need a little
Yeah.
we need half a
We
second.
be back with you in just a moment, folks. We'll pop on ad screen when we get this back up. So it shouldn't be too long. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the rest of the raid phase. Sit tight. Hi, folks. Sorry for that small unplanned break there. We had a couple of technical issues which should now have resolved. We're going to just get back into the action as soon as my observer remembers to share the screen for us to look at it. And we'll just be getting back into the raid phase in a couple of moments.
All right, we are back on Photospace with Len hitting from one side, and F9 just got eliminated, but we are now focused on Photospace with what we can see Masio and Bleh on the other side. And they have still blown this substantial hole into the compound. They are now taking out the turrets, and they are going to be hoping to find that TC HMLMG, but Masio takes him down.
I think that's that turret done for. They are properly embedded in that little spot there. That's a nice defense there. Well, defense while attacking from Masio. I think we can see where most of their points to me getting accumulated, judging by their base position. It's just over in the distance. They've got lots to pick from here. Obviously, been taking plenty of PvP points on the way around these DCs.
Absolutely, and they've been
Yelling.
doing a very good job of blowing up all these doors. We've seen Masio time and time again, and they have taken first place with 296 points, but they have been on each and every single one of the raids they've decided to participate in, and they have been farming those points. And you can see multiple Fidos members just spawning in, trying to do whatever they can, going full naked with the AK, and goes down
Yelling is
to
ready. Oh,
Masio's Gellin.
don't know
Oh,
if he was trying to rocket
oh, he
jump
takes
or
one
what.
down, one Fidos member. Oh, and looks like
Yeah, Gellin was the only member of the team that was left in there. Oh, has he legged it? I thought he was dead, but it seems like he's actually escaped down to the ground floor, and he's got backup now as well. And the helicopter just
wow.
arrived on the roof. Russian Terminator's here, and he
Just immediately goes down, immediately beamed out of the
yeah.
game. And
Looks like Masio have got designs on eliminating the roof spawns and turrets from up here, because that is the core of the Fedor's defense. It looks like hasn't gone so well so far. I think they have taken out one of the turrets, but they still have full control of their loot area.
so you can see more of the Masio members now going up the ladders and going back into the base. And you can actually see, I thought I saw a Fedos member flanking around to the raid platform, and it looks like they've only got one bed left. But I could be wrong. It could be another person's raid platform. And now you can see that. Oh no, yeah, no, I was wrong. I saw an older one. But you can see Bleh is still kind of there. You can see
Yeah, one member
Masio
of
hitting him
Black
a
and
little bit.
VKid rather. It's in a little hidey hole by the compound wall.
Niha's currently getting hit by Potato Nikita, and everybody there on the front line. Obviously, trying doing their best, hitting the side of that compound, going to make that giant cavity in the side of the base. Then they're going to go through the wall and ladder up and start looking for that TC. That has always been the play for this team. We've seen them time and time again do this exact strategy, and you can see the first hole being punched in.
It looks like they're going to get to do that quite comfortably for a while here. There's only one member here that's and he only just spawned, it looks like. A couple of them are trying to push onto the side. You can see Weavin and Wizard. That was a
Absolutely.
member of Blair. They seem to just be wandering around in everyone else's fights. Not sure what's on here. Nikita's just caught them on the flank though.
Oh,
Oh, is he going to get Weavin? Weavin gets the defensive
he
wall down
could, he
just
could,
in
he
time,
could,
but it's
and
not
he's
enough.
done.
Nikita finds him and eliminates him.
Absolutely. Nihao's doing whatever they can to defend from this raid, but Potato is on them. You can see all the rockets going off, hitting that side of the wall, and punching a bigger and bigger cavity. You can see a big chunk goes down there, and Nihao is doing whatever they can to defend. You can see them firing from the peaks, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no, I think they did what they had to do there. They pushed out onto the flank and tried to clear out as well as having someone covering them from above. But Potato were just on them. They lost every fight there.
Yeah, you can now see one of the Nihao members there running down from the peaks. Obviously, he took a substantial amount of damage, and you can see Potato Nikita's is now moving up to hopefully get some points down. And you can see he does take one down, and now Nihao // just looks like he's going to go and challenge Nikita.
Yeah, Nikita is in a troublesome spot for Nihao there. He's embedded. He's got cover on both sides of the defensive walls, and he's pushed up right against their compound wall with a gap through to the shooting floor, I think, as well. You can see once again Nihao attempting to move out onto the flank here. They need to get some of these potato members that are close to the wall cleared out, maybe get some of their loot and push them back a little bit towards that raid spawn.
You can see Potato Nikita now hitting a little bit of a retreat, which is fair considering that she's probably used up all of her meds and a lot of her ammo hitting that flank. You can see Nihao is now firing rockets back at Potato.
They have a good
Through the
angle down
peaks.
here to take out that raid platform, so this is a good idea, but I think it's a little bit too late at this point.
Absolutely. You can see that giant cavity being punched in. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing the C4 get laid down on that stone wall.
They do have a good angle down on this from the roof, but you can see how many defensive walls there are in between. They're probably just going to place a new one the second this comes down.
Absolutely. And I thought I saw a
Oh,
bed get hit there, but of course I could be wrong.
the
And you
rocket
can see now the
incoming.
rockets are
Oh.
starting to hit. One of their beds has gone down, which means one of the team members can no longer respawn. They are going to want to put down a bed as soon as possible. Another one goes
Oh, he's
down.
taking some more
And
down. A
he's
couple of those walls out has actually made that a lot easier to hit them from the roof. That's good for them.
absolutely, you can see the box is now getting hit. Another rocket flies in. The tree, which was their last source of cover, gets down. All the beds are destroyed. They're going to need to place more. And now they are doing whatever they can to survive.
That was a nice shot as well. So they're actually, this is really good for them. If they then combine this with a push out to remove the remaining members of Potato that are out here, that would really be to their favor. But Nikita is not keen on that happening at all. You can see where he is positioned here. He's about to have 3 members of Nihao pass him. Oh, and he takes down one of them. 2 of them? Oh, I can't believe he's still
Oh,
alive. What the hell? Him and
just
Weapon almost took each other out. They
play.
both survived that fight to get back and heal. Nikita's still going.
Oh
Oh,
my god,
Women
women!
finally gets him. That was wild. I just assumed that he had dropped at that point, but then I looked closer and he was just running in a circle for his life. Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Good job from Nikita. He's now back at spawn again. They've still got ample, looks like, loot and spawn coverage there for their raid platform. Moving back in towards that fight again.
Now we move on to Arena's page, which looks like it's currently being raided by Tarantul. I think that is, and
Yeah,
they're now just
Tarantula.
putting down a raid platform
Yeah.
and
Looks like
hopefully going to
making
be
quick
firing
work, getting
rockets.
his beds and his platform down ASAP. Loot boxes will be going down next. That has been done pretty quickly and efficiently. I like that.
Looks like he's just bagging in his teammates now, and it looks like they did have a little bit of a setup going over there before they were countered by Irenia, and it looks like they're going to be trying to start to get that cavity being punched in. You can actually see off there in the distance, Irenia Dumpy now patching up the base. It looks like there was a little bit of a dent made, but it looks like all of that damage has now been reverted.
I think that was Voxy we were looking at there. If you tuned in for this after yesterday, you would. Moving on here, though, we can see Too Dirty.
Has that raid
Huge barrage
platform
of rockets
down,
on the
and
BG.
now
Look
they
at
are
this.
absolutely now they have that raid on BG. They're hitting. Wow, looks like 4 of the members are now rocketing. Just that rocket barely made it over the compound. And it looks like VG is now going in for a flank. 4 members outside of the base. Well,
Yeah, it looks like
Paradira's
BG have made a little trip around the hill to come in at a flank that they're expecting, and have picked the perfect time because they've actually pushed into the base here. There's Dindins on the defense, gets down 2 members. Agree is chasing him. Is he going to catch him for the reply? Doesn't get to him, manages to get the door shut, and he's safe. It's good defense there. 2 members of BG going down there, and a third as well. Link.
Paradira's
Was that
Link
Link through that gap? Oh my god, it wasn't. It was Mystery Key from an even smaller gap. Very nice.
from Mystery Key Lol. It looks like Lol has moved in here to hopefully get that raid. Obviously, their base is very close, and this is very good for them. But wow,
Yeah,
You
well,
can
all taking some PvP points out here, but they are spread out a little thin. It looks like they're trying to simultaneously push out both other teams that are attacking here. I'm not sure how successful this is going to
that
be. We'll see
is
what happens.
that is definitely ambitious, considering that they are only one team of 6 players, and they would have to obviously take on maybe three other teams, two other teams, I think.
But yeah, I can see that
VG
21 seems to
Paradera
have
is
thought better
actually
of it
early.
and is kind of
Yeah,
just hovering around this zone here for area control. His presence to the members of Too Dirty. Meanwhile, Too Dirty are battering the side of this base with rockets. Better hope for Paraderi's sake that the TC isn't on this side because it might not be much for this world if it is.
absolutely. But now you can see truly the rockets hitting every single part of that base. If that TC is on this side, we could see a long-range rocket, just a straight rocket, hit it, and the team go down completely by accident.
They do seem relatively unconcerned about it, which kind of leads me. But it is not on that side. But I guess we'll find out. The Too Dirty are probably not going to stop to find out. They will just continue pummeling it with rockets until that side's not there anymore. Just seen Lupa have arrived as well, though. On the outside, they're fighting with Too Dirty. This is getting very busy around this area. So look,
Absolutely.
Furens and M1 have eliminated all the members of Too Dirty and cleared out the raid platform. Oh, damn. See here,
And
right,
they're now using it.
Bop's making a slow approach here, but he's been spotted by another member of LOL 21 in that same spot he's been that whole time, has just seen him, so he's not getting to make that approach towards the base. Scuba Booba is on his knees, probably going to die before he gets anywhere. Doesn't look like he's got any teammates in the vicinity that can res him. Might get up on his own if he's very lucky.
Absolutely. That is like a 1 in 10 chance, I believe, that you can stand up. You can see LOL 20.
Still alive. Still alive. He's hoping. He's hoping his time has come. He's seen all these Paradarius members running around the side, ignoring him.
Absolutely. Now you can see LOL Alec moving down from his base to hopefully get rid of some of those Tarantul members that are currently outside of it. It looks like it's going to work, as LOL is now getting rid of those last couple of members. You can see more are moving in from their base, but it's just wide that's left there. It looks like he's taking down one of the members, and now 21 is going to get a swing around him and take him down.
Yeah, you can see White there on. Oh, actually, he's just had a favorable exchange with 21. Hasn't killed him, though. And 21 does have a teammate in the form of Alec, who has eliminated him. That's their raid platform secure. Could we just get a quick look, by the way, while we're here at VG's base, just to our left? You seen how much high qual is on the outside of this thing?
Which is a lot. We've been seeing a lot of high qual currently come out in.
Yeah, not as much as that, though. That is meaty. I hope somebody has brought plenty of rockets with that one. That is wild.
Absolutely, but again, we see those just that obviously there's a shooting floor on the layer there, but there's nothing on the roof. There's no peaks on the roof. It's just that over the crack that we have been seeing a lot, and it just isn't good for base invaders because the moment you peek over that, it's just a good AK spray and all of a sudden 3 headshots because that's all they can see. But now we come back over here to
C4.
Heredira's base. I don't know what that C4 was aimed for, but more and more
Yeah.
lasers are getting hit.
Is that someone from Paradise chucking their C4 out of their base? Looks like it might be.
Quite possibly, which is
Nicely done
ooh,
by Dindin there. Agrees coming to take his teammate's gun, see if he can get the reply onto that kill. Madcus Bad is just roaming around the outside here, causing problems, but he gets eliminated. He's just crawling about, as is Joy on the roof.
I
You
can
can see
see
Lupa here
Lupa.
skirmishing Too Dirty.
Yeah, and it looks like again, it looks like just an FFA of walls everywhere. You can see on just that raid platform. It looks like that's what Too Dirty is going to fight to take, because couple good C4s there, and all the beds and all the boxes are destroyed. They could retake it, grab their loot, and keep raiding.
Yeah, that was obviously originally Too Dirty's raid platform, so I think they might be a little bit upset at the fact that Lupa have moved in without paying any rent and are trying to reclaim that, but obviously Scottish rights, Lupa are in firm control of that. They're inside, Too Dirty are not, and they're really struggling to close that gap to get it back, I think.
Absolutely, and it is obviously a little bit of a struggle. And we move over here to Team Bleh, who's currently getting raided by Team Banya. And it looks like Bleh Shrug is now moving over to hopefully try and get that flank, but he goes down. Now Banya Little Pig is inside of the base, and Bleh is doing whatever they can from the roof,
Oh, and it's
but
gone.
Little Pig finds the TC.
Right down there, little pick solo adventure, whichever of the littles pick that was, picks up the TC for Banya. So they were doing pretty well here. But that's some place with 281 points, a TC in a bit away from the top spot. I think that's his teammate shooting at him because he's leaving too quickly. Yep. But they will be either, I imagine they'll picking this dry and then heading back onto their next target.
Absolutely. Great play by one of the picks. And we'll move on to Team Fedos, which is getting raided by Orgy.
Well, the Toblerone's still here. Yeah,
Wow.
that's had a rebuild. Uh-oh.
Look at all the oh.
Oh dear. Oh
A
dear.
lot of doors.
Yeah, that's pretty hollow on the inside there. That's unfortunate. It did look like it had survived quite well. Maybe they have done some rebuild because there's more of that rift than there was in the last visit. But looks like they've lost a lot of the interior here.
Absolutely. And as you can see, all the hop-ups are clear. A lot of the entrance is clear. I think they've just it looks like they've just repaired the roof, and that's about it. Hopefully getting that those angles, those peaks back. And but Team Fedos is obviously fighting back the best they can. You can see Fedos Rena hopefully getting a flank, but it looks like she took a shit ton of damage, and she's going to now run off.
Doesn't look like Rena's even go out. They do now, but it didn't look like they had a weapon. That might have been an outside spawn, which is definitely not looking good if they're being forced to spawn on bags outside of their own compound.
Absolutely. Now you can see Nihao over here. Nihao Wiven actually is now pushing up to Orgy's base.
What's Weapon up to? He's got help in the form of Rainer and another teammate. Two members of Orgy here, obviously trying to clear out this platform. Pushing up onto the hill line. They've got a good angle for approach here, so it really depends on Rainer here until he gets some backup. Oh! Takes down the first
Great
one. Oh, he
play.
doesn't. He doesn't. I thought that team member was down, but they were actually just shy of falling. They are back up, so that was an even trade in terms of health from those two. Rainer's going to have problems with a flank any moment now here with this teammate of Orgy that is up on the further hill line. Whoa. It's no limit.
Wow. It's no limit
Gets Rainer
versus
down to,
Rainer there. Looks
him
like
down to
he's at
25. He's got a good downward angle here. Plenty of hills.
now we can see it looks like No Limit again is now moving in to hopefully take down Rainer. Rainer's doing whatever he can to protect that raid platform, but it looks like
He's
none of his
desperate to keep
team
that
is there.
alive. No, it's just no limit
Now he's
and Rainer, and it doesn't look like either of them could finish each other off. Well, actually, he has downed
oh
Rainer, but he's
Rainer
not
goes
dead, and he's
down.
got a teammate coming to res him. It's just going to be a case. Both of these are going to come up roughly the same time, but looks like Rainer will probably get healed up before he has to fight again. Unless he just chooses
Absolutely. Now
not to
we can
heal.
see.
Nope, no, here we go.
Oh yeah. Healing's for losers anyways, but now you can see No Limit now moving up. Looks like all of Orgy is going to be oh, you can see a little bit of rocket hitting the
I think
Orgy
that was
there.
actually a teammate's rocket, so
I
that
think
didn't do
that
a
was the
lick of
teammate,
damage. Yeah, that came
absolutely.
from the roof of base.
Oh, No
Oh, no
Limit
limit
comes
pushes
in.
in.
Oh,
A little bit
disappointing.
better timing on that rocket taking out that wall. And he could have maybe had some support and fire from the roof, but that was a good effort. Rainer does defend from the raid platform once again, but they're spending an awful lot of time defending that raid platform and not actually raiding. You don't get any raid defense points for that.
Unfortunately not. You can see the rest of Orgy is now raining down rockets from the roof and hopefully getting those points. Hopefully getting maybe look at some rocket PvP points, but we can see Orgy Nolik, I think, just get absolutely lasered.
Yeah, peppered with bullets there from quite a distance as well. See this raid still happening here. We've got Banya have arrived to join Masio in this raid attempt. Masio's still on top actually here. 346 in first place. Ahead of Potato by 8 points. It's really close actually in this top three. Considering we're
If
still at the 40-minute mark here before the raid phase is finished, this is anyone's game.
Absolutely, we could see any team really pull ahead here, but you can see Masio now has full roof control in the Fedo space. They're going to
Those
be
shot front peaks. Those are shot front peaks, man. Wow.
And you can see Masio continues to hold down that roof, and Banya is now looks like they are now inside of the base. They are going to be
Oh, Masio are in from the roof, but they've actually dropped all the way onto the floor. Ah. So got a member. So they've got two members of Vanya here. Masio not run into each other despite raiding and being really close to each other. Yeah, they're probably going to meet each other pretty quickly, considering the little picks taken through that bottom part there.
Yeah, you saw the M249 come out for a little bit there, but now they're moving up to the roof.
Oh!
Gets lasered by Masio.
Yeah, a little pick moved up on the shooting floor there and got a kill before they trade back.
Now they are blowing. Looks like they were trying to get rid of that
Oh!
double door. Oh,
Was
the
it down
Fedos
right
is
below us
eliminated
here?
by
Yeah, I think it might
Masio.
have been, yeah. I think it might have been in there. Yeah. Masio finally topped the Toblerone.
Absolutely. Now you can see Masio, 18 years, is now peeking that area, hopefully to pick up a Banya kill point or so. But that does pull them ahead into first by about 50 points.
Mini en route somewhere. Not sure who that was. Whoever it was, they've escaped with their lives. So it's starting to thin out about here, but obviously there's still quite a lot of bases that are close to each other.
Oh,
Damn.
is currently getting raided by Too Dirty. This is not something I saw coming. It
Too
looks like
Dirty are real mad about losing that raid platform. they've taken it personally. They're back to their base. This is a meaty defense though. Look at this. Somebody else has
unfortunately,
just arrived on a mini.
I
Is that
think
another
Too
member of Too
Dirty
Dirty?
has
Yes, forgive me.
yeah. I think Too Dirty is messed up here. On our way over, I didn't really see any kind of raid platform. I think they just mini bombed onto the roof, or scrappy bombed in this case.
Yeah, I think
And
you're right. I think they are relying on a top down, and this looks like it's been built to withstand a top down. So I don't know how well that's gonna go.
now,
Yeah, I mean, it might be that they still make it through the roof here and then alternative route, or prove me wrong and core right through it from the top down. But it looks like this has at least got half stack on that roof.
absolutely, Too Dirty is not happy with Team Lupa right now, and they are hitting every door again. You
Oh,
can see it is a maze. Lupa Bob takes down a
oh,
member, but goes down himself. But before he closes a garage door, great
crucial.
play.
Yeah, really important getting that garage door closed. It looks like they've already made some inroads onto the other side, however. Clearing out through the drop down and all the jump up doors so that they can start making it through. It looks like what's probably an entire corridor of doors through every single one of these walls. Yep. Good lord.
Yeah, there's a solid chance the Team Lupa could come back from this. Obviously, they're now spawning probably inside of a core-ish area, grabbing some kits, and then moving up.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, Too Dirty could zone in, you know, onto the right area of the base and get the TC, but it does look like if it goes the way it looks like, they're in for a bit of a long haul here. So if Lupa can successfully clear everybody out at the base, they should be able to withstand this and probably get a bit of a rebuild in as well.
Absolutely, and now you can see some Lufa members have taken over the roof, and it doesn't
we
look
go.
like there are any Too
Done.
Dirty members left. And they will now obviously focus on a little bit of repairing, then they will be back in the action.
Yeah, maybe shouldn't have top down that, lads.
Probably should have built a raid platform,
Well,
any kind of respawn.
yeah. Some spawn. Right, we're looking
Now
at
we
here back in the snow. We're at Lounge. Yes, Lounge. We are fighting with Potato. I think that's how you pronounce that.
we can see multiple rockets firing into the side of the compound. They're obviously going to make that cavity again, and you can see a big chunk of the
Oh,
roof
they've made
gets
that cavity.
destroyed there.
It looks like someone else is on our other side too. We got Arena are also here.
And they are just firing rockets into the compound there. They're going to be doing whatever they can to get that, but Fescarm goes down.
Nicely done by Foxy, yeah. They're in a pretty vulnerable place as well. If Foxy's lucky, he might be able to catch them while he's trying to raise his teammate, but they might get to safety. Oh,
Absolutely.
he
Yeah.
pushed it. He pushed it.
Oh,
And he got them. He's forced them back to their raid platform. Nicely done by Foxy.
good for him.
It's like one member might have survived there, but he definitely got one of those two when they were attempting that res. He's pushing up towards Witex plus teammate. Not sure if he knows how many members of Arena have just appeared behind him, but it's not going to matter because he's dead. He'll be pushing towards Witex now instead.
And you can see layouts. I think we decided on, but is doing whatever they can to defend. You can see they are now pushing up to Potato, and
Does Fesker not know this guy's here?
Ooh.
No, he doesn't, because he wouldn't be
oh,
reloading
behind
him
him.
again.
Oh,
Oh, they
great
actually went
trade by
down, and that
Potato.
member Potato is not dead yet either, so that's real favourable for them, especially if he's lucky enough to get back up. But Dawn is moving in from Arena, so if he's going to res, it has to be soon.
Yeah, it looks like Potato Nikita is going to move in to
Oh,
try and
Nikita's
help
here.
on it.
He's got the health advantage as well. Dawn hasn't healed.
Oh,
Oh! That was
great play
scary!
by Nikita. Wow.
Using his teammate as a shield while he was healing him. Beautiful. Nicely done by
Great
Nikita.
play. Now you can see an Iranian member try to move in again, but he immediately gets mowed down. Potato is absolutely ruling this raid.
Nicely done. Doesn't look like a lot of skirmishing going on the outside there anyway. It might be a while before they actually make it towards the inside of the base. We're going to head back over to Invaders, who are still defending against LOL. And is that too dirty here as well?
Have they
Well,
come
Scuba
back?
Boob
It
is here
looks
on
like.
his own. I'm not really sure what's going on. They really have taken that raid platform personally. Invaders are
There's
getting super
repairing.
fast build and repair it, and most of that's probably going to have existed for long enough to get full health because I don't see anyone firing at him. Look at this
I mean,
speed.
good for him.
Yeah, nice
Wow.
one on Demon Bunny. Sees an opportunity to get some free building and takes it. And goes down, but all of his loot's still back on his roof, and he's got a little bit of defense. Yeah. Could potentially have shot through the windows that he just built for himself, but yeah.
Yeah, who needs him anyways?
Still very good for them to get a significant amount of building, especially up on the roof, because they're going to need that in order to defend.
Absolutely.
We see here, Two Dirty and Looper are still fighting over this red platform. Looper are on top for now. There's only one member of them left here. I wonder if the rest of them are defending.
Oh, that is actually
Oh
a
my god!
spawn platform.
Oh, they've taken this back at some point. Good god.
Looks like it.
How many bags has Scuba got around here, by the way? Because he's just appeared close enough to Faraday's base again. Is he coming back over here to fight? Yeah. Hope he's paying rent.
He's dashing into the compound there with, it looks like an AK.
Yeah, this might be in his advantage to just kind of hunt around here, see if he can catch a defendant. He's just seen that Paradise player. I don't know if he heard the one that was behind him, but he's caught one in front of him. Is Murloc going to chase him?
Ooh.
Oh,
Looks like, oh.
His number's up. That was a good attempt from Demon Bunny, though.
And, oh
Ouch.
no. Oh. Looks like you gotta.
Here's the link on the defensive Paradise. Gets a double kill. Finishes
Absolutely.
off that second player. Yeah, that's really good for him.
Wall and
Yeah,
what they're
Lopper's
gonna
all the way
need
back to the raid platform.
absolutely what you're gonna want to, what they really need to do is they need to send one member with like 3 C4 and obviously hit those raid platforms and hopefully get them out of the game. But back over here at Banya's base.
Oh, Nihire on a little sneaky attack here on the Banya while Banya are out.
They can't seem to climb ladders, but they are doing the
to
best they
go up
can.
the ladder and we got a nice angle into this. I feel like Wevin knows what he's doing at least.
Yeah.
It's alright. I mean, he
Take
missed
care
his
now.
rocket, but at least he at least he didn't fall off the ladder.
I don't think he
We got
realized
one
that the
panic
third
cleared out here. I think they've actually already taken out one on the other side. Booger and Nanny have respawned, but they've just rocket There's just been rocket PvP'd. These beds will be getting cleared out pretty sharpish, I would imagine, along with these turrets. There's one more on the other side to our right here that needs to be eliminated, and then that's the rest of the rooftop turrets gone.
Absolutely, and they're doing such a good job. They've already taken most of that roof. You can see another turret going
Boom.
down. They've been
Yeah, one
destroying
turret
those
left.
spawns. Turret with a flashlight, which you don't see very often. And you can see Nihao is now really taking over this Banya's base. And this would do good for them. Nihao currently in 6th place. By taking down Banya, that would actually catapult them into 4th.
Yeah, no, they have taken out a lot of the spawn beds, but they haven't cleared all of it out yet. There's still a turret below them, and some of them are on very low health here. Look at this. Weapon's on 5 HP. His teammate's down and is needing a res, so... Oh, wow, no. His teammate's just gone back up under his own strength. Too late, though, because Little
Morning,
Pig has just
Banya.
arrived. Oh.
And it looks like
Favorable
Banya does
trade
have
out for the defenders, especially considering that one. That's everyone gone from the roof, I think. Yep, every member in Nihao has just been eliminated. They're spawning back on the outside again and moving in towards the compound wall. Nicely done. Good defense.
And you can
Oh,
see Nihao Wizard tried to move in, but immediately taken down by Banya. And Little Picket tried to go in for a little bit of a flank. I think he tried to hit that raid platform, but came back and obviously got a little bit destroyed. You can see Nihao hopping into a scrappy, and I think he is either headed to the roof or they are leaving.
oh, I think he's leaving. I think they've had enough.
I do think that they need the scrappy for something else, and they are grabbing it and
Yeah.
taking it away.
Yeah, I think they're
Maybe
going to have to make an alternative. Either that or he's still got left on it and he doesn't want to lose it.
absolutely 30 minutes left in the raid period, and he's obviously headed back to his base.
I imagine
Wow,
so.
great defense by Banya there.
That was really good for Banya, yeah. Absolutely. Dealt with that very quickly. So let's see what we got
Which
Lupa
obviously
up
what
to
needed to
here.
happen.
Well, it looks like
It
they
looks
were defending, but everyone has gone, so that has already happened. It was too dirty again. Again?
like for
Guys?
for the
Okay.
second time. This just does not seem to be working
Yeah,
out there.
I don't know
But
what this is other than a salty
guys, it's one raid platform. We can move on. It's okay.
Well, if it results in them getting the TC, then fair enough. It's not looking too good for it right now. Take a look at here. Leon's once again to defend against Tarantul and 2 other teams as well. Runa and Potato are all here. It looks like Tarantul are pushed the deepest up to sight of the roof, which is also sustaining rockets from the direction of Arena. Let's see if we can take out that turret. Although, to be honest with you, timing-wise, they might be lucky enough for that turret to catch a stray rocket from Arena just as they're getting to the roof.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
as
they
we're
have.
yeah, they really have. And as we're looking here at this base, I want to see again, like we've kind of moved into this new meta of base invaders where these gatehouses have become a thing. You can see even Leonce has really made these gatehouses on either side of the base that they can respawn.
I rate
And
them.
honestly, I think it is. I think it is
Yeah.
a good strategy.
I'm a fan.
Now
They've got
Potato is now
advantages,
moving in.
spawns, outside defense. It means you can spawn outside of your core without necessarily having to spawn on an outside bag. I think it's got a whole lot of use. A whole lot of uses. Now, God, look at the state of this side.
Oh, Doggy is doing his best he can. It looks like he places down a floor, but he gets pushed out of the base or runs out on his own accord, or maybe it's an accident. We don't. And now you can see Potato is now rocketing from the side there, obviously punching a cavity into the side of the base. We see this every time you raid. The strategy is to put a hole in the side of the base and then the C4 the compound. And obviously it's been working out very good for every team that has tried it. And now it is up to Leonce to defend
Certainly
against
working
this
out well for
amazing
Potato
team.
because they're in second place off the back of that right now. You can see Masio first place with 4-1-2. What are they up to right now? Here they are.
Oh, Malcio, it
Are
looks
they in
like
a
he's
roof rocket battle with Neo? Sure are. All the armor.
all the
Despite
armor, I
that,
think, is definitely helping. And you can see there's a huge hole punched into the side of the Malcio's roof.
yeah, that is a big old hole. They've got a great spot to rocket down on that as well. Look at the angle there.
Absolutely, it's definitely hard
There
for
are going to be
Malcio to
no
get any
bed
kind
up
of
here in a minute.
angle. they've already hit most of the beds. You can see just a couple of respawns left, and those are the close ones to the side of the base. And now you can see more and more rockets hitting the side of the base, and I would not be surprised if Mafio actually does go down here.
See, now this is actually a pretty good roof rocket battle. I'm not usually a fan, but these guys are quite close to each other. They've both got team members that are trying to skirmish in the middle, giving me a proper battlefield vibe here.
Absolutely. You can actually oh, great
Look at how
rocket hit
armored
the
that
turret
is.
there. It's
That's at least 2
completely
layers of
armored.
armor. Yeah.
You really don't see that very often or really ever in the past, but looks like people are now using it. Great rocket hits a bed there. And it just looks like that. Oh my god, hole in the compound now. Nihao has just the absolute advantage over Masio.
Yeah, they took out a few more beds there as well. You can see someone's just firing high rockets over the back, trying to hit all the stuff that's in the back there as well. They're not just concentrating on the whole end. They're trying to remove as much stuff from the roof as they can. Another member of Masio. Oh my god, he's taking the compound wall out. So
Wow,
now
he's really
I wonder if
opened
they're
up
gonna
that
push off
base.
the back of this, or they're just gonna switch up where they're rocketing and start targeting the base on that left-hand side. Because if you can see, the bit that's facing them is high qual, but if they maybe move a little bit to the left or the right, the rest of it's all just sheet metal.
Absolutely, and obviously that is by design. They saw that that Masio was setting up next to them, so they made that choice to make that side high qual, and I think that is paying off for them because it's taking Masio way more rockets than them to punch that big of a cavity inside the base.
Certainly
And
seems so. It really depends. As long as depends if anyone gets lucky, catches a TC on either of these sides. It looks like Nihao were certainly prepared to fight a battle like this, because they have armored this up and are still trying to repair. They seem actually quite
Nihao,
worried about this section here. Rainer is trying to get this built as quick as he can. I wonder if Masio are starting to zero in on the TC. Oh, I thought that was the TC for a second. It was
well,
Leon's being eliminated by
eliminated by
Potato. The
Potato.
timing on
And
that.
Potato does go into first.
Yeah, that's them now 14 points clear of Masio, who are in a lot of trouble right now. So that is real good for Potato.
Absolutely. But as you can see, they're now just firing, kind of firing and fighting over the remnants of the base, trying to get that extra boom and kits and stuff for their next raid. And obviously, that is going to pay off for Potato. And it looks like they are the only team left inside of that base.
Yeah, more
And
gatehouses there you saw as well.
absolutely, and we go over to Paradera's base, which looks to be an absolute ruin. With obviously some repairs made, but almost all of the peaks and windows and stuff from the roof have been destroyed, and it's just a flat plane now.
Yeah, I gotta say, considering how busy it is out here, tension they're getting from multiple teams, I think they're actually doing okay. It does seem as well like they've managed to get some defensive building in as well. And the fact that there's so many teams trying to raid them simultaneously seems to be working in their favor for the time being.
Absolutely, you can see VG has that great raid platform set up with multiple walls around it, and they are going to be doing whatever they can and pushing back into the compound, hopefully find a few. Yeah, you can see all of the members, almost all of the members of VG are now laddering up onto the roof and
Uh-oh.
hopefully getting some kills. And they are
Uh-oh.
taking down every Paradera's member
Joker and
on the
Agree are
roof.
onto the roof, and it is theirs. Although saying that, that is incredibly open, and there is a scrap heli approaching from the distance. Is that coming here? It's too dirty. I hope that's coming here.
Here they come. I think
VG are blowing
Tudor is
through the roof,
absolutely
so
going
hopefully they
to.
get that done before Too Dirty arrives. There's another scrap heli in the air behind Too Dirty also. I don't know if they're coming over here too.
Oh my lord. And you can
This
see
is
more
still
and
the
more of the
busiest area.
Tudor members.
Yeah, this is the busiest area of the map in terms of the number of bases that are left, so it's no surprise everyone's coming up here. Where are Too Dirty going?
Wow.
They're heading past. Are they? They're going to
Looks
VG's
like
base, I think.
looks like they're gonna try and hit VG's base, which is
Yeah,
going
it
to
looks like
send
they're
VG
rounding.
into a bit of
Oh
a
no, they're going
panic.
to Arenas. They're going to Arena's base.
Apparently, they are not too happy with Arena, and none of them are really at the base. There's only two members. Again, they
There's
are not
another
setting up
top
that
down.
raid
Yeah, they're
platform.
doing a top down again. Well, to be fair, this looks like this might go a little bit better in their favor than it did the last time, because all the stuff that's on the roof here has already been cleared, and they are straight in with the rockets through the doors to get through the walls.
Wow. But great plays by Too Dirty here, but again, not seeing that raid platform. Last time they did this, they got absolutely destroyed and they had to grab their scrappy and very quickly run away.
Ooh, that's an armored
And
door.
honestly, who knows what could happen here? It could be the same thing as last time, or it could be completely different. This could work out for them, but it does look like Arena is now retreating and going back into the base to hopefully counter this raid.
Yeah, you can see Dawn down on the floor here, but there are members of Too Dirty running around the floor outside the core. See Coco Chamba, I think he's just been annihilated trying to get up that ladder back up to the roof. Yeah, he's gone. Mustaz has eliminated him. See Mario and 666. They're just blowing through the different areas here. I think they're trying to find the jump ups. Maybe get starting access to these doored corridors as well, so they can start blowing through those doors. They'll probably just
Absolutely.
continue on their way as long as they can maintain control.
It looks like there was does look like there was only 3 Too Dirty members left, so it could again have failed.
Okay, so
Oh, Banya
what
is
the
now
hell?
moving into the other side of Masio. I don't
Yeah,
think they
so
want Masio on the board anymore.
but while that is happening, Banya are getting spammed by Orgy from their base, who are also pushing down the hill towards them, and Nihao were being raided by someone else as well. So this roof rocket battle has been interrupted. It's Potato.
Absolutely.
It's Potato that are here trying to raid Nihao.
Everyone is everywhere, and obviously we definitely predicted this at the beginning when we saw that nobody was on the west side of the map. You can see that the chaos has really erupted now on the east side. Obviously, it's been toned down a little bit since the start when everybody was everywhere, but now it's focusing on these 4 main bases and everyone is spraying everywhere.
I think Maseo were enjoying the spot that they occupied on the map earlier on in this raid phase, but now it might not be so favourable for them. You can see Galen trying to get in some repair there, or we might be eliminating an enemy pushed into the side wall. But there's so much damage coming down here. Everything's getting opened up. All these doors and corridors on the side wall.
Absolutely, you can see those peaks, sidewalls, everything is now getting destroyed by rockets, and you can see it again, that cavity being punched into the side of the base, which we see every single time. And
But it's just
now
so
is
wide though. It's so wide. Look at this base. It's for how tall it is. It's like what, 4 stories tall? It's ridiculously wide. And it's
which is
working really well as well. It's keeping most of the because it's so wide and not that tall, it's probably keeping stability and most of the roof and most of the roof peaks are staying up even though stuff underneath is getting taken out. So they're managing to keep control from the roof.
Masio, 18
Oh.
years, already a legend, takes down one of the picks, and now he's going to continue rocketing those walls, try and hit that raid platform to obviously get Banya out of the equation. And you can actually see more and more. It looks like he went down, but Masio is doing whatever they can. It looks like the first priority is actually Banya for everything else. You can see the firing down from the roof, firing from everywhere they possibly can. Gelen raining down on Banya currently.
Yeah, I think
And
Banya are much more of a threat here considering the position that they're in. It would be even worse if they weren't also having to deal with Orgy on their own. Looks like Potato are kind of just sitting. They're popping some rockets. Oh, Wyvern's actually in the space. He's away.
wow.
Downstairs. Someone's left some doors open on the drop downs, which is really not good if Wyvern's in here. And see him dropping C4. I think he's taking out some foundations. Maybe he's going to try and core through one of these door corridors.
Absolutely, he's hitting every door possible here. He's hoping that he can find that TC before he is noticed. You can see he's actually going
Oh
through
my
a wall there on
god.
the side. And now we
Yeah,
could
he's
find
blown out a huge
TC.
amount of that. There's more members of them here. Oh my god. I don't
Oh,
think Masio are aware of how many members inside the base right now. You can see them finding out now. Ooh, excuse me. Oh,
ooh,
good timing. That could have gotten a lot worse.
absolutely. And that opens up to even more doors, which is completely expected. But the more and more it looks like Monsieur is really losing this raid battle. You can see Potato is now firing rockets from the side there. Most of that peak there on that
Yeah,
side
those
is
whole
now
sections.
completely gone. And Monsieur
Entire
Gellin
sections
is
of wall.
going to run in there and try to fight back. But you can see again, cavities. I've said this every single time a raid has happened. That cavities being punched into the side. And that's what people are hoping to do. And if you don't, it's definitely a lot harder to raid
Ooh, there's a
because that
potato member
cavity
posted
opens
at
up
that gate.
every single story. And now Banya looks like he's getting flanked by Orgy.
Yeah, not content to start spamming them from the roof. RG have actually moved down the hill with a number of their members.
There's
Couple of
Orgy No Lick doing what he can. But the picks are doing
Oh,
the
he's
picks
down.
are fighting back, and one of the picks goes down, one dies. But now they are really countering Orgy now that they have sort of made their presence, and they are using the ruins of a destroyed base as kind of their cover.
Oh, Freak's actually behind Banya. I don't think they knew he was there. He didn't get anyone, but he's still alive and he's got an AK. Now they have to be worried about two different directions.
Oh, but he
That's him
goes down.
eliminated. They concentrate on pushing back towards the rest of those. There's actually a member of Masio all the way out by Banya's raid platform. I wonder if he's on a bag timer.
There's Potatoes Nikita going into the side. Hopefully she's got C4, and
Uh-oh.
looks like she does. She's gonna hit every single door
And Nikita's going to
in
finish
her
what one
little
had started
vicinity.
through this section.
Does not
That
look like
is
she's gonna find TC quite yet, but that would be a little bit stupid to put it that close. And it looks like some twig was left in the base. Looks like
I
some twig
wonder.
doors and wood,
I think that
or
might have been a
possibly some
repair that's
repairs.
been interrupted because that was definitely pretty sure. They've taken an attack from almost every side here, so I think most of these walls have been subject to repairs. I just think they haven't had a chance to upgrade that bit. This Apsy is just on his own here, harassing Potato out by their raid base. There's actually some members of Nihao pushing down as well. Useful for Apsy, but he probably can't do anything other than just sit there and catch someone. I wonder whose raid platform this is he's at.
Exactly. And with looks like 13 minutes and 20 seconds left in raid. If anyone wants a shot at hitting that first place spot, it looks like Potato and Masio have to be raided as soon as possible. So I would not be surprised here if a team pulls out to go raid Potato.
Apsy's going hunting, he's looking for K and he finds him.
Ooh.
There's another member of Potato right close here. They've actually completely rounded each other. I don't think Man expecting them to push out that direction. Him and Nikita are both there on half HP. He's got three members pushing for him now. Mango and
He
Nikita have
goes
just been lost on the
down.
raid platform, but he goes down anyway. Mango goes down. Nikita actually survived. That was Hollow that was spraying on them.
Absolutely. Go back over to Lupa's base, who have looks like they have absolutely. It looks like they have countered their raid, and they've
This
done
is
well
obvious.
with that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we
they're
can't
heading
really seem
off.
to tell who was raiding, but now they've all hopped in that Scrappy, and they are headed off to raid. And I would not be surprised if they either join in on the Masio raid or they hit Potato.
Masio or Potato do seem like the most likely targets for them because taking out either of those will put them top and remove one of their closest competitors. I can see them probably wanting to go for Potato because Potato are busy right now in a huge raid that's going on over by Mazio and Nihao's bases. So let's see what they
Absolutely.
choose. Might
Looks like we popped
also
into the passenger seat of the Scrappy as we fly over. Looks like they're going to hit some kind of base over
they're
here.
going. Are they going to Two Dirty's base? Oh, they're going to Paraderis. They're going to Oh, that's Team LOL's base on the right here, but it does look like they're heading to Paraderis most likely.
Looks like they're going to be landing at Mining Outpost. And now they are going.
They've been
Looks like
spotted. Scuba Booba's over here again. I don't know if he's just been assigned their minder for the remainder of this raid phase or what. See, Mystery Key has got a good angle on them down from. You can see that because he has a gap in his roof, guys. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah, no, those are pretty useful in my books. And now you can see the rockets being flying. They're using Mining Outpost as their
Now this is a
cover.
good spot. Now, obviously, advantages and disadvantages to that. Mining outpost isn't gonna get hit by rockets, but you also will have to move back a little bit further to place down some spawns. But it's not a bad idea. It's a good angle that they've got on the Team Wall's base.
Absolutely, they're hitting the side of that base now. And then you can see VG
Oh, you're
getting
getting raided.
raided by Irenia and looks like Arena has defended their previous raid and are now off to raid VG to hopefully eliminate them. There'll be 10 minutes left in raid period. I'm wondering if this is the best choice points-wise for Arena.
It looks like somebody's actually made it in through the bottom floor because while most of this is high qual on the outside, it looks like that was just a sheet metal door. So VG do still have control of their own roof. And someone is in, and Tarantula are actually in the shooting floor. Josie and Hicks are.
Absolutely, and you can see him spraying down the center. You can see him hitting VG and Dosia and Torrental Dosia. Oh, Hickstar goes down. Oh, and sprayed through the other door.
Bullet sandwich from Last and Agree.
Looks like VG is going to get them out of the base, and now he is bungee jumping with his foot. Always nice. And Arena is looks like it's taken down a gatehouse and is now moving in. Obviously,
Yeah, this is what I was saying here. It's all high qual on the outside, but these doors are all just sheet metal, so he's just gonna blast through the corridors now.
Exactly. It does look like they were probably using that high qual as defense against the rockets. But again, they've hit that gatehouse, which removes a decent spawn point for the team, full of boxes and kits and such. And now they're going to start.
Looks like it's been destroyed.
Absolutely. And now they're going to make their way through the base, try and find that. Ooh,
Ouch.
that was a great AK spray, which knocks them off the roof. And now we see, again, a huge C4, and it looks like another one of the gatehouses goes down.
Yeah, they're making inroads from going in from the bottom floor here, and I think that's a better idea than spamming rockets from back there, because there's lots of high quality on this, and look how far through they've made it all. This could just keep him distracted while he's booming the bottom floor, I guess, but...
Absolutely. Now you can see, looks like one of the Arena members is now hitting all the sheet metal doors with rocket launchers. Oh, he's going up now.
Oh. It's moving to a higher vantage point. He's decided a different corridor full of doors as his target. I think he might have been spotted out by a defending player. Oh, he's found the ladder room.
This could be TC here. Especially
yeah, this is actually pretty suspicious. This is on its own, right? I think you might be right. It's definitely a candidate for sure. Nothing in that one, but there's also another door there. Has he got a ladder? Hopefully he's got a ladder to get up to that next one. Or is he just gonna, he could actually just spam it from there and get it with flash damage. You can see him with backup in the form of Mustaz as well, covering that door for him while he booms through.
Absolutely. And there's the ladder.
Can we keep going through this bit? I think we should definitely keep an eye on this, because this looks like a quite likely candidate for the location.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's not. Red herring. Nicely done. Lots of boom wasted by Arena.
And you can actually hear the drills going off, which means they are currently repairing and upgrading.
Yeah, VG are repairing on the fly while defending from at least 2 teams here.
You can see them hitting those double doors on the inside of the core, and I don't think that is... Ooh.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
No, that looks like a pretty vital area considering all the panic doors that are flying. See, that's actually the access to VG's roof, which they've been relying on to maintain this defense. Oh, XR gets caught while he's reloading.
It looks like
the rest
going
of the floor
here.
One, but another
behind him goes in, but he gets one,
trades
but
back
goes
and forth.
down.
Yeah,
and
VG
another
went
door
out on
gets
that and get the door down. Oh, beautiful.
Great
I think
play.
they can defend this in this fight, but I don't think it really matters for VG because they are not in a position to be picking up the win here. It's just a case of they can make it to the end.
Absolutely, this is...
Ooh, what's that one down by Hardpoint? That's Lupa, isn't it?
This is the last 6 minutes of raid.
It's too dirty! It's too dirty with Salt Raid. With this Salt Raid again. Let it go, guys. Let it go.
It was 1 2x2. I don't understand.
They've torpedoed their own
anger
by focusing like that. What has happened here? Oh my god.
The damage done to this base. I believe this is
Look,
still is
that is
this
just doors all the way through. Oh, I hate this, by the way. No wonder this has stood this long.
absolutely great base defense and such by Masio. I think this is still Masio's base that they're raiding.
Well, Maseo are here. Like, Galen.
They need to
Right, yeah,
find
sorry.
that
This is Masio's
TC.
base. It's Nihao's one that's over in the distance there. I'm getting my name tags mixed up. But
Oh, good.
Potato are all over this. You can see Orgy are also here. Members of Nihao are kicking about as well as probably still defending as well.
Last 5 minutes here, and you can see Masio picking up some more PvP points, but then again, raid defense points are a viable option. It could pull them ahead of Potato to give them that win, but you can see Potato still fighting to get that base. You can see Potato Nikita there, 1v1ing another player, and you can see Nihao is actually inside of the base. You can see a couple of name tags running around there, and if they do find that TC, it puts Potato in a great position to win this event.
Yeah, one member Orgy just throwing C4 all over the side here. He's still completely on his own, isn't he? I don't see any rest of his teammates. Some of them are outside, but I don't think he's got any support anywhere near him. Not bad though. He can just keep blasting through here. Might get lucky and find the route that leads to the TC.
Absolutely. 4 minutes remaining in this raid phase. And you can see, you can actually just hear more and more boom go off. It's the last 4 minutes, so people aren't as concerned about saving boom. Look at the amount of C4 that's getting thrown from the roof. It is possible that Masio is currently wasting their boom so that nobody else can get it, but it does look like more and more damage is being
Oh, Mango's the
done.
bomb
You
here.
can see Mango go
Other
in.
members of Potato. He sees Galen, but Galen has managed to escape. Galen's probably been running around this time defending and building at the same time. Nicely done, Masio. Another push out there. I think that's most of the offending team.
Oh,
Oh, we've got Rainer here though from Nihao. All of Potato seem to be eliminated, but there's still a couple of members of Nihao kicking around.
absolutely. You can see Nihao is now running through the base trying to find any kind of boom to continue, but he
Oh.
goes down. This is
With
absolute chaos inside of the base. 3 minutes remaining. And what can he do?
oh my god, now Potato are back. Nikita's here as well. This is ridiculous. Every
Absolutely.
time you think that Masio have successfully cured everyone out here and they're gonna start getting some more defense points, another enemy just appears around the corner.
Potato has now crossed 500 points, and they are going to hopefully find this DC to really ensure their first place victory. You can see Nikita is now running around trying to find more players, more points, and hopefully find that TC. But again, credit where credit is due. Masio has made an amazing base to defend, and it looks like it has been working with the amount of doors that have been created.
Yeah, it's in Potato's interest to just stay in that base for as long as possible. Because I think if they stay, it'll minimize any defense points for Masio. They might get put on at the end. Obviously, they want to find the TC, but the moment they get cleared out of that base, that's a bunch of points that are going to go to Masio. They do not want that right now. They're only 30, what's that, 30? What was 32 points ahead, now 36 points ahead. So it's
Two
not as
dirty
comfortable a margin.
member inside of Lupa's base. It looks like he's AFK.
Is it Coco Jamba again? Yeah, it looks
It
like him.
is. And 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. You can hear more and more of just the last boom going off. You can see all those doors getting destroyed. They are using the rest. They're using the rest of their stuff done and hopefully finding that TC.
Well, I don't know, because VG look like they've got reasonable control behind and a lot of rebuilding has gone on here. There's a bunch of open doors look very useful. But oh, who's coming in from the top here? Is this Arena? Yeah. T-God is pushed in through.
Oh,
Oh
C4 going
no.
inside.
Close that in there, pretend you didn't see it. It's fine. Yeah. T-God's made it through their loot area, which is all wide open, through a drop down it looks like. Yeah. He's gonna be making a mess if they don't get him out of there quickly.
Last minute, 1 minute remaining. Can they find Masio's TC? And Rainia obviously continuing this raid on the base here, and they are doing whatever they can to find that TC again and sort of boost themselves up a little bit farther and take a higher place. But I don't know if it's going to work. 35 seconds to get that TC. Another VG member
This is
spawning.
suspicious.
Oh,
Nicely done
picks
from
up
McGree. Grabs
picks
the
up
AK
the
and
AK.
immediately takes him with a double. No, it's just spawns that are in this area. Would have been very funny if the TC was in there. Wouldn't have been like VG to have
20
TC in
seconds.
such an obvious spot, though, I have to say. Oh, no, this is super close. Look how many points Massey are at. Come up to they just come up to 490 points. Potato are only on 512. So this really depends if they get any defense points added on here. This is so close.
And
Oh my
Masio
god,
takes
they
that
did! They got
win.
the points! Holy Massey defends their way to victory. That's ridiculous. That's what I was worried about happening.
Masio taking that win.
Look,
Wow.
look at
What
how
a
many kills Gillen's got, man.
102. Holy shit.
Like I said, I think he spent an awful lot of time in his base there just defending and building. Look at that, 102. That's a
102.
ridiculous
That's
portion of his
3
team's kills.
raid defenses done by the Masio team.
Yeah. It was that very last defense there that perked him over it as well. That's what it looked like was happening. It was getting real close for Potato. Their lead just got a little bit smaller just at the end, and that was just enough to clear them when they got those defense points added. That is rough.
Absolutely. And obviously they did their Potato was so close to pulling ahead. They just needed to hit Masio's TC, and that would have guaranteed their victory. Hell, even if another team had hit Masio's TC, they would have won.
Yeah,
And
literally
that is
anyone.
definitely
That's what they were
definitely a
hoping
hard.
for. Clearly wasn't happening. No, let's have a look and see what we got for Potato in terms of their stats here. So a similarly impressive kill count there, but not quite as hard a carry as Gellin was doing on last season too. Impressive KD. And it's pretty much just an opposite of Masio. You can see 3 raids completed and 2 defenses versus 2 defenses and 3 completed for Masio, and it's only 10 points between the two of them. Really close finish.
Absolutely. And great games for everyone. GG's all around. And obviously, Lupa was our attack phase winners who came out on top of a attack phase. And obviously, it had a substantially less amount of less points than Potato and Masio, with only 1 raid and
Yeah,
6
I think they
defenses.
kind of got held up, right? They clearly have. They had to spend a lot of their time going back to defend with 6 defenses. It's still a pretty impressive finish. Where, like you said, they were dominating very early on, so I think they may have made themselves a little bit of a target going into the raid phase.
Absolutely, you saw, and as you saw on the raise phase, you saw more and more people hitting Lupa, and again, 6 raid defenses is a lot, and total kills 211. Great team. You can see that kills weren't all that stretched among the members.
I think 3 of those
So
defenses were against Too Dirty.
no, Too Dirty just would not leave them alone.
It would not leave them
I
alone, no.
It was that apparently 1 raid platform was worth the world to them, and that just didn't pay off.
So pop onto Perderas here and see how they did as well. They're also a team that spent a lot of the raid phase on the defense. Holy shit!
8
8
defenses.
defenses! My god. So yeah, I wasn't joking when I said that they spent most of the raid phase on the defense. That is very impressive. Good for them. Look at that. 73 kills for Joey and a mostly like amongst the top 4 fraggers, a pretty even frag spread as well. We saw Link and Mad Bad and Murloc all out there causing hassle for people.
Good on them as well. 0 raids either. They just defended Paraderos,
8
and they did
defenses.
very,
Yeah,
very well doing that.
pretty wild. That's one of the highest defense stats I think I've seen in that, especially in 6s. So we got
It's
here
the
Banya.
picks.
Yeah, team picks. So we got 3 completed raids and 1 defense here. Impressive KD as well. And obviously, we saw a lot of them. They were another team that spent a lot of time having to pinball back between their own base and other people's. And yeah, I think really any of these top 5 teams with slightly different change in circumstances could have taken this today. That was really, really good, really exciting, really close.
Obviously, yeah, it was a great game, and everyone did the best they could, and it was a great match. GG's to Masio.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will be heading off shortly, I believe. So, thank you once again for joining us for EU. The NA Base Invaders event will be starting in about an hour and a half for the stream. And you'll probably hear some familiar voices from NA as well. I think Griffin's going to be joining again.
I will be
And
going again. Yep.
yeah, so see whether there are similar performances from NA as well. So thank you to everybody who joined us in the chat today. Thank you to our admins and staff at Rustoria. Thank you to rustypot.com, our sponsors for today. Thank you to my co-host, of course, Griffin, and our one-man production team, Kaz, who insisted that I mention him once again. And we will see you all again very soon. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.
You're around.